You know baseball has this way of humbling you, and tonight was one of those nights for the New York Yankees, under the bright lights, with the Bronx crowd hoping for another October miracle. The Toronto Blue Jays came into Yankee Stadium and took care of business, closing out the series with a 5-2 victory that sent the Yankees home and sent Toronto into the next round. From the first pitch, you could sense the tension. The Yankees knew the stakes. One loss and the season was over. For Toronto, it was a chance to finish what they started, to prove that they belonged among the elite. And right from the jump, the Blue Jays made a statement. Their hitters came in with a plan, working counts, staying patient, and jumping on mistakes. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did what he always does, brought energy, swagger, and those laser beam line drives that ignite an entire dugout. George Springer, the veteran, who's been through these postseason battles before, chipped in with big at-bats, grinding out tough pitches, setting the tone for the lineup. And then there was Nathan Lukes, a name not everyone knows but will remember after tonight, delivering a clutch 2-run single that put Toronto in front for good. You could feel the shift right then. Yankee Stadium, which had been rocking early, fell quiet. The crowd still believed. Yankee fans always believe. But deep down, you could sense that Toronto had seized control. 8 different Blue Jay pitchers took the mound tonight, each one adding a different look, a different rhythm. And the Yankees just couldn't find their timing. Every time it seemed like they were about to break through, a reliever came in, spotted his pitches, and shut the door. It wasn't that the Yankees didn't fight. They did. Aaron Judge battled in every at-bat. Giancarlo Stanton had some good swings. Gleyber Torres tried to spark something in the middle of the order, but the hits didn't come when they needed them most. And in October, that's what it's all about. Timely hitting, execution, and finding a way to make the big play in the big moment. Toronto did that. The Yankees didn't. It's really that simple. Watching this game, you could see the frustration on their faces. They've been through this grind all year. Injuries, slumps, questions about the lineup, questions about the rotation. And they still managed to fight their way back into the postseason picture. But the postseason isn't forgiving. You don't get second chances. You can't afford to leave runners on base. You can't miss your pitch. The Jays capitalized. The Yankees came up short. Now, as someone who's been in that clubhouse, who's felt that silence after a season ends, I can tell you, it's a tough pill to swallow. You replay every pitch, every at-bat, every opportunity that slipped away. You think about what could have been. You think about the fans, the city, the expectations that come with wearing those pinstripes. And you start realizing just how thin that line is between advancing and going home. That's baseball. One bounce, one swing, one inning can change everything. But you also learn something in those losses. You learn what it takes to get back. And if there's one thing I know about this Yankees group, it's that they'll use this as fuel. Aaron Judge is the kind of leader who won't let this moment define them. He'll take it personally, and the team will follow his lead. Guys like Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza of the young core, they'll grow from this, because it's in games like these that you learn the most about who you are as a player and as a team. As for Toronto, you have to tip your cap. They played their game. They didn't flinch. Their pitching was composed. Their defense was sharp. And their approach at the plate was professional. When Lukes hit that 2-run single, it wasn't flashy, but it was perfect baseball. See the ball, hit it where they ain't, move the runners, build pressure. That's the formula for October success. And watching them celebrate on the field, you could see how much it meant. They earned it. This wasn't a fluke. The Blue Jays were consistent, confident, and complete. For the Yankees, this offseason will bring questions about roster construction, about how to get younger, faster, and more adaptable. But the foundation is still strong. You've got star power, you've got leadership, and you've got a fan base that demands excellence. That's not pressure. That's a privilege. When I played, We used to say, if you're not playing for the last out in October, something's missing. And that's the challenge that faces this team now. You can't dwell on the loss, but you have to learn from it. You take those lessons into spring training and you build something better. You find ways to turn the pain of tonight into the motivation for tomorrow. And if there's one thing I know about this franchise, it's that the standard never changes. The Yankees don't rebuild, they regroup, they reset.